the pastor took away her husband-to-be. So this lady is called Jane. She said for 5 years, she has been the woman behind Mark's success. Her boyfriend's name is Mark, and they've been together for 5 years now. She said she's a street vendor. She sells roasted corn on the streets, and Mark was one of her frequent customers. Mark was a graduate, yes, but he wasn't having a job at that time. And at that time too, he was living in that face me, I face you houses. So he was really struggling. But he asked Jane out, and Jane agreed. And the reason why she agreed was because even though Mark wasn't working and all that, she realized Mark was really kind and loving and very respectful as well. So she was like, okay, she'll give it a try and support him. So she said that knowing that Mark was really struggling and she was just a WAEC, graduate, and she was a corn seller or a roasted corn seller, she was the one helping him financially, to the extent that sometimes she will give every penny she has sold that day to Mark so that at least he could float on the waters and not sink, because she believed in him and knew that one day God will open door for him, you understand? So she was really open, supportive and all that. And Mark never made her feel like she would regret doing all that. So she went ahead and placed all her eggs in one basket. So after 4 years of dating, 4 years of supporting him in and out, finally Mark was able to get a job. And when he got a job, things started changing for him drastically. Like everything was becoming great for him, to the extent that he rented a 3-bedroom apartment, bought a new car, and then asked Jane to stop selling roasted corn on the streets and move in with him. So she realized, well, it's time for her to at least enjoy. And she also said that Mark promised her that he will open a hair business for her, so there is no need for her to continue selling the roasted corn. So she moved into the house with Mark, knowing that, well, in some few months or so, or even a year, they will be getting married, you understand? And where they moved to, the house is actually close to a very big church in that area. So Mark told her one day that they should attend that church, since he actually loves, the word of God, he loves going to church and all that. He can't be moving all the way from where he is staying now to his old church. So the two of them should rather relocate to this new church and fellowship there. Because she didn't think anything of it, she agreed and said, okay, yeah, that's good. So they started going to that church. The first day they entered that church, they welcomed them so warmly. And when they closed the service that day, they were asked to wait for the general overseer. They all call him Papa. Most churches call their general overseer Papa. So they waited. And when the man of God came, looking at how well built Mark is and how wealthy he looks, he told Mark to join the protocol team and rather told Jane to join the ushering team. So they did, and they became very, very active in the church. They were really active, and Mark was donating so much for every church project they were doing. So when Mark was able to buy a second car, the pastor said he has to come to Mark's house to officiate and bless the car. They actually wasn't really in support of that. They were like, oh, Papa, there is no need. But the pastor was like, no, I need to come to your house, bless the car, and also pray for you in your house and all that. And then he said, okay. They said, okay, meaning Mark said, okay. The pastor, as at now, didn't know that Mark and Jane were